I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a, ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Y'all heard the crowd? See what I was saying earlier, right? People are sitting there crying like, this is the worst Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. The crowd wasn't into it, all this. Nah, they was waiting for this moment. You heard A minor, the whole crowd sung that joint. And you ain't need to know, they did not need to hold no card up for them to sing it either, because we knew what was coming up when it was coming. You did.
They not like us. No. They not like us. No. They not like us. What? They not like us. No. They not like us. No. They not like us. Are you mine?
And then the little extra sauce they put on it. They got the tennis star, Serena Williams, to come out and crip walk during the song. Serena Williams, the tennis star, who's married to some white male billionaire who grew up in South Central Los Angeles, who lost a sister to gang violence and a drive-by shooting. They get this controlled clown and influencer to come out and crip walk, and yes, that's what I call a controlled clown.
YouTube, good morning, good noon, good night. It's your boy Rowdy, and we about to get right into this review of the Super Bowl. We're actually going to react to Stephen A's take on what happened, and I want to kind of get into it because he wasn't the only person that had some feedback about how he felt. So I'm very excited to kind of see and react and kind of give my two thoughts. I tried to upload a video of the Super Bowl, but obviously because all of the over editing I had to do, I have a small clip in the very beginning. But aside from that, we're just gonna get right into it, all right?
The other headline that came out of the game was the halftime show, courtesy of Kendrick Lamar, that also featured SZA. The set was a 13-minute mashup of Kendrick hits, including the much-anticipated Not Like Us. Remember that? The diss track dedicated to Drake. That performance featured the world's greatest female athlete in Serena Williams, who was seen crip walking to the song. For those of you who don't know, Williams once actually dated Drake. Now, I had some comments on Serena's appearance on the stage on Super Bowl Sunday that I shared on ESPN's First Take, or that following Monday. Apparently, that made many folks agitated because a lot of people had a problem with what I had to say. Before I give my thoughts on that, however, I do owe you the opportunity to see what has created this whole brouhaha and what's got everybody up in the Nancy. Take a look.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me?
I gotta get that lick back.
Bye.
There you have it. And because of that, everybody's up in a tizzy. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I was playing around. It was a lot of fun. Secondly, I didn't utter a disrespectful word towards Serena Williams, so I don't know where the whole Serena protection protocol kicks in. I didn't say anything about her. I said, hey, listen, if I'm a man and I'm married, I certainly don't want my wife showing any kind of energy, positive, negative, or otherwise, to another dude.
So that begs the question, what is actually wrong with what he said? I don't disagree. I mean, listen, but there's some nuance to this situation. I believe that apparently Drake has been throwing subliminals at her and her husband. So it wasn't just a matter of him or her getting up there because that's her ex and she trying to troll him because, you know, she's just trying to jump on the bandwagon with everybody. It was more so she was just, I guess, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it, she was just trying to get him back because all he has been doing was poking and prodding at her. So, I mean, looking at it from both sides of the fence, I don't see an issue with what Stephen A said. I mean, I kind of take small issue because Serena Williams is at the age and of the maturity. She's married. Some things you don't need to do. And there's more to it than what she did with this crip walk that I have an issue with. It ain't even so much so that she was trying to get back at Drake. There is more to it than that. I like the actual symbolism, but with it being her, that's where there's a disconnect. But I'll get into that in a little bit.
That happens to be her ex. That'll make me think, what's she thinking about him? Why is she thinking about him so much? Why does she feel the need to exert any energy, emotional or otherwise, when it comes to that? That's where I was coming from, but it was more of a gender issue more so than anything else in terms of men and how a lot of men feel. I'm not going to say most. I'm not going to say all because I don't know. I'm going to tell you how I feel.
You want to know how I feel? If you haven't already and you watched to this far, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. We trying to grow. We're trying to improve. We're trying to reach out to other people and have conversations and get to know people so we can create some unity. Where right now in this world, there's no unity. There's so much division. We're sitting here hating on each other's side. Whoever voted for whatever, there's too much divisiveness and hate. So I'm not trying to make it so I'm trying to make a huge platform. But as you know, if I can, I just want to unite people of differing views and differing thought processes and ideologies and stuff so that we can come together as just one. We understand that we are all mankind. We're all humans and we all have different, ideas, and we should not judge and hate people for having a different opinion. That's it. But go ahead, man, like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff because it's free, bro. Stop playing. I love y'all, and I appreciate whoever has followed up to this point. Now let's keep going.
What I expressed is exactly what I meant. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not condoning it either. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, and I would imagine that women would appreciate what I'm about to say and what I'm about to do because that's all. I mean, what do you women say all the time? You want a man to express his emotions. Express yourself, talk to us. That's what you want to say, right? Well, I'm going to talk to you. Hope the Shade Room is listening. I hope all these women out here are listening. Some men are insecure. Now that's breaking news, supposedly. I mean, I didn't know that. I kind of thought that y'all automatically knew that. Not all, not most. Every man can speak for himself. Every man can go online because you know they are. And they're going to say, nah, that ain't me. Nah, that ain't me. Nah, that ain't me. And I have no proof to the contrary. So I'm just going to tell you, me and the men that I know, most men, we're a bit insecure. When we see energy expressed in the direction of another dude, even if it's vitriol, even if it's venom, even if it's hate, even if it's get back, whatever it is. You ever heard the saying, the true end of any relationship isn't love, nor is it hatred. It's indifference. You ever heard that? In other words, when you simply don't matter, somebody chooses not to expend a scintilla of energy in your direction because you're not worth it. They have a better life. They are preoccupied. And they don't give you a second thought. That's indifference. That's when the end truly arrives.
I agree to a certain extent, but I feel like in this scenario, it's not a point of insecurity if you understand that your wife is somebody who has married you. And I'm speaking from his lens, Stephen A's lens. But again, it's your wife and she's up there trolling some guy in which she apparently has moved on from. Now, again, in the grand scheme of things, she was getting back at Drake because Drake has been sitting there poking at her and sending different messages in his songs at her and all his other exes. So considering that, it does not necessarily look bad for her to get up there for the reciprocity of trying to get back at Drake. But considering what Stephen A is talking about, I disagree about it being insecure. I'm allowed to have my feelings, but it has nothing to do with me being secure in my relationship. If you go out and you're doing XYZ, you're disrespecting me. That's not insecurity. If I go out there and there's certain parameters and things like that, and my feelings feel a certain way, it isn't because you are all hugged up. There's certain things that you just should not do, especially as a married woman. If you feel like you should be getting back at your ex and you're married, that's not me being insecure. That's you disrespecting our marriage, because we're supposed to have been moved on. And I believe he's trying to soften that by saying that there's some kind of insecurity. But no, it's not insecure. She's being disrespectful. If I'm seeing it through Stephen A's lens, there is disrespect going on that way. Forgetting and not even including the subliminals that Drake has been throwing. I want to add that back in there for the nuance. Just strictly the view that Stephen A has. He's being, as a husband, I'm being disrespected because you have no reason to be going out there and dancing, trying to get back at your ex. What's the point?
And the reason why some, not most, not all, might react in a certain way as a man, because the men I know tend to think along the lines of, my woman wouldn't have any time to be expending any kind of energy like that because she's happy with me. We good. Now, for those that want to throw out facts instead of touching on a perspective like I would like you to, let me make sure that I let you know that I am aware of the facts involving Drake, Serena Williams, and her husband. Apparently, Drake had dissed Serena's husband in the past. So her crip walking on stage to Not Like Us on Super Bowl Sunday was seen as a slap in Drake's face for disrespecting her and her husband. Drake's lyrics on the song Sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no, boo, it's like you coming for sushi. Whatever that is. Okay? I'm not about to get into all that. Okay? I just want to make sure that I'm clear that everybody knows that I know. There's history there. All right? And then Serena Williams issued this statement out here. When Kendrick Lamar and team called and was like, we've been trying to do something forever. What about this? We loved your crip walk at the Olympics after you won a gold medal. I'm like, Super Bowl? Are you serious? When in the world would I ever be able to dance at a Super Bowl? Never. Let's do it. I knew my winning dance after the Olympics would pay off one day. End of story. Fine. She did it at Wimbledon back in 2013, if I remember correctly. Okay? That's where she's from. She's from Compton. She's from Compton. Kendrick Lamar's from the same area, obviously, same town. Of course. That's her homie. No biggie. Nobody was insulting Serena Williams. I'm simply saying from the male perspective because I thought the males would pick up on it. Well, damn. Not Serena, not her husband. That's their personal business. I'm sure they talked about it before she did it. I'm saying in general, I use that to metaphorically touch on men and women and how men feel about a woman showing any kind of energy, negative, positive, or otherwise, towards an ex. And I got people up in the tizzy, not just on social media. I got people that work with me, people that work for me. Nah. Somebody said Ryan Clark actually tried to save me from myself. Well, I wasn't trying to be saved. I got this opinion. What, am I going to jail for it?
You going to the slammer. It's like, no. So with him adding that nuance that I had talked about earlier, I'm not understanding why he's getting so much blowback for what he said. I don't think that it's insecurity. I do think he should stand 10 toes on it. I don't care. And I'm going to let it play a little bit more, hoping that he gets to the actual issue with her doing the crip walk dance. But still, I don't see an issue with what he's saying. I hopefully this pushback can kind of blow away because he's not wrong. Why are you dancing for against your ex? It's not. I don't need, especially if I'm your husband and her husband's a billionaire. So he's even still the breadwinner in that relationship. So he's the head honcho. He the alpha dog in that relationship. She might be, the black woman, but it's still, she's got a billionaire man. He's the alpha dog. He's controlling stuff. He don't need her to fight his battles. She should have got somewhere and sat down. The issue is she always want to be out front. She's sitting there. The last few years, they couldn't even tell it was her. She's been trying to be Caucasian, and there's nothing wrong with Caucasian people. Don't get it wrong. We love everybody over here. But when you don't love yourself and you're trying to be something else, there's the issue. Now all of a sudden, now you want to be down. And this is the issue with her doing that dance. And I'm going to get to it in a second. Hopefully he says it, but if he don't, I'll say it at the end.
I'm going to get cuffed and thrown behind bars because I'm acknowledging what some men want, what some men feel. If your woman is showing energy towards an ex, that involves feelings, that involves emotions, which might make a man be introspective. I had one of my boys sit up there and say to me, well, then that just means you're insecure. Why would you say that publicly? Who cares? You know how many men out here are insecure? Ladies, a lot of us are insecure. We want to have that discussion? Want to have that discussion?
I don't. I'm not going to lie. Listen, he over here yapping. I'm not liking what he talking about. Hold up. Listen. We back to me because I'm not here to have we're insecure conversation. It's not a matter of us being insecure. It's more so she's being disrespectful to the marriage. We're going to nip that in the bud, period. You feel me? So here's the issue. It's not that she was trying to diss Drake. That's the issue with her crip walking. Is that the symbolism of the crip walk is for the gang. It's gang. The Crips are a gang. So... And it's not so much so that there's anything, there's a lot wrong with gangs, but just naturally, this thing's wrong with it because it's a gang. But the thing is, she had a sister who passed away from gang violence, and guess what gang killed her? Those same those same Crips who she's sitting there crip walking for as if she didn't care about her sister. She does it to kind of be down, but she's not understanding the symbolism behind it. If your sister, the person you claimed you have loved, passed away because of it, what are we? Maybe there was some bad blood. Maybe there was some issues on that side. Who knows? And I'm not saying any of this because I have an issue with anybody and gangs, anything like that. Live your life how you want to live it. I have an issue with what she's doing. Because I'm not going to sit there and be basically trying to posture up or, pedestalize somebody or symbolize somebody who took something from me. And that's the problem. She's not understanding the issue with her going out there and dancing and using that symbolic dance. That's not necessarily a symbol of Compton per se. And if you're saying all Compton, California was gang violence and the one thing that we can get from it was a dance, then now you're doing that whole area a disservice. There's a lot of music, a lot of heritage, a lot of things that come out of that one area and that situation in California in that city. So to narrow it down to, I'm gonna be the Crip Walk. Compton has produced a lot of successful talent that we still know and love to this day. And a lot of the people that we saw, several years ago in that Super Bowl with Dr. Dre and then we got to see Kendrick and a couple other people that, also were in this one. So to try to, to shorten it up a little bit, it's an issue because she's using the symbolic dance in the wrong way, and it's giving them the wrong messaging in the grand scheme of things. The issue isn't that her getting back at Drake, even from this aspect. I agree with Stephen A, but all in all, there's no issue with her going up there and doing what she did. Period. In the story. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. And again, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to for sure bring y'all some more content. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up. You feel me? If you don't, let's talk about it. Comment what you don't like. Comment what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. And I'm going to try to get it to you as quick as possible. But anyway, I'm going to talk to y'all later in the next one.